On the crossroads of continents and at the convergence of seas stands a living testament to the tides of history and the strength of empires. A thriving metropolis steeped in layers of culture and religion. A place where the sacred and material worlds blur, where tradition and progress live side by side. This is Istanbul. Sunrise, Istanbul stirs awake. Since the dawn of time, this has been a crossroads of the world, where East meets West, and the ancient and modern merge. The heart of this grand city beats in rhythm to the tides of the Bosphorus Strait. It has fueled Istanbul's fabulous wealth and feeds its soul. The Bosphorus divides Istanbul, the only city in the world that straddles two continents, Europe on one side, Asia on the other. Throughout time, most visitors have approached the city from the water. And today, there is no better way to gain a view into the city than from here. The French scholar Petrus Gillius called the Bosphorus the strait that surpasses all straits, because with one key, it opens and closes two worlds, two seas. Holding and defending that key became the crux of Istanbul's power and wealth. In 667 BC, the city was first called Byzantium, then was renamed Constantinople, after the Roman emperor who moved his capital here. Massive walls defended the city through many long sieges, but the Ottomans finally conquered it in 1453. It wasn't until 1928, after the Turkish War of Independence, that the city was named Istanbul. Ruins from the city of Byzantium, fortifications built by the Romans, and the imposing Ottoman palaces. These layers of the city coexist in tangible mosaics of history. The legendary Jason and his Argonauts passed through the Bosphorus in search of the Golden Fleece, and ever since, would-be conquerors have been drawn to these shores not only for their strategic position, but also for gold. It is said that 2/3 of the world's gold and silver was once held here. And even today, there are few markets for precious metals that are as thriving as Istanbul's Grand Bazaar. The world's largest and oldest shopping center was founded by the Ottomans to fund the city's mosques. This labyrinth of more than 4,000 shops has over 50 points of entry. Just upstairs from the noise and commotion of the Grand Bazaar dwell the creators of the jeweled masterpieces sold below. Shopkeepers wait for the daily orders, while inside, artisans in tiny shops are bustling with activity. For 6 centuries, these craftsmen have passed down from master to apprentice the ancient techniques of goldsmithing. While bazaars have served as the crossroads of world trade, Istanbul's rich history has also allowed many religions to intersect. The Ottoman Empire was the champion of the Muslim world for centuries, but followers of other faiths were also allowed to worship at this meeting point of religions. 99% of all Turks are Muslim, but today in the modern neighborhood known as Ortaköy, a Christian church, a Jewish synagogue, and a Muslim mosque all share the same block. Istanbul is full of these symbols of religious intersection and exchange. But perhaps the best example of this diverse history of faiths stands just inland from the city walls. In 532 AD, during what became known as a golden era in Istanbul's history, Christian Emperor Justinian gathered many of the world's most renowned artisans to construct one of the greatest achievements of the ancient world, Hagia Sophia, or Saint Sophia. Of all Istanbul's Muslim holy places, the most famous is the Blue Mosque. Built over 7 years, from 1609 to 1616 AD, it was created to rival Hagia Sophia. The scale and splendor have inspired both awe and anger. Only imperial mosques have more than one minaret, and its 6 were considered sacrilegious by many who saw them as an attempt to surpass Mecca. The mosque draws its name from the beautiful blue Iznik tiles that decorate the interior. While an even greater beauty may be the sunlight filtering in through 250 windows. The Blue Mosque was built by some of the same stonemasons who later helped construct the Taj Mahal in India. This is a most serene and holy place in Istanbul. Istanbul is a living city, with the hustle and bustle that comes with being one of the world's greatest urban centers. Centuries ago, the Ottoman rulers carved out a quiet space for themselves. They built the Topkapi Palace. The grounds were laid out in 4 courtyards to resemble the tents Ottoman rulers used on military campaigns. From its creation in 1459 until 1853, this was where some of the most powerful men on earth lived, the Ottoman rulers or sultans. Under the skyscrapers and minarets, in the shadows of mosques and churches, and in the faces of its diverse people, the spirit and culture of Istanbul live on, melding into a city that is at the same time modern and ancient, Asian and European, a true crossroads for all of humankind.